Good afternoon and welcome to the June 17, 2013 meeting of the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Commission. I will now proceed with the roll call. Commissioner Scarpetian?
Here.
Khan?
Here.
Sharkey?
Here.
The agenda for the June 17, 2013 meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on Tuesday, June 11, 2013. Commissioners, due to the resignation of Commission President Patrick, you are tasked with selecting a President Pro Tem from among you. I will now entertain nominations. And
I'd like to,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say
we don't need a
is not
second?
required.
Okay. I'd like to nominate, it's usually our secretary that sits in, so I'd like to nominate Rodney Kahn. He's our secretary, so.
Okay.
I'll second that.
I have one nomination for Commissioner Khan. I will proceed with the roll call. Commissioner Scarpetian?
Yes.
Khan?
Yes.
Sharkey?
Yes.
Okay. And the President Pro Tem can continue running the meeting.
Thank you. What's next on the agenda?
Item 2, upcoming council agenda items.
Yes, President Pro Tem Khan. Coming up on June 25th, we do have 4 council items under the consent calendar. We have a request for approval to extend our current landscape maintenance contract with Parkwood for an additional 6 months, which means that the contract would be extended to December 31st, 2013, and that will give us more ample time to complete a new RFP to obtain competitive bids for a new 3-year term for landscape maintenance. Our second consent agenda item is approval to award a contract for playground replacement at New York Park and at Dunsmore Park. And that estimate is $296,000 for both parks, or including both parks. Under action items, we have 2 items related to our partnership with the Glendale Unified School District. One is to approve execution of an amendment to our Edison Pacific Joint Use Agreement, and also adopt plans and specifications and authorize staff to bid for the construction of the artificial turf project. So we're finally getting the artificial turf project off the ground and going out to bid. And that will also include a resolution to transfer funds from one community development block grant project to another. Then the 4th item is to review and approve a memorandum of understanding between the City of Glendale and the Glendale Unified School District regarding the maintenance and operation of Stengel Field. So the idea there would be to transfer responsibility to Stengel Field, since it is the home field for the Crescenta Valley High School and for Glendale Community College. We've been negotiating on this for a number of months, and so we are going to be asking Council if they would approve that memorandum of understanding. On July 2nd, we are planning a joint City Council Housing Authority meeting, and the action item is to review and approve a revised fiscal year 13-14 Community Development Block Grant and Emergency Solutions Grant Annual Action Plan, previously approved by the City Council in April, but as a result of a reduction in the city's entitlement formula allocation from HUD, we have to go back and report on the reduction and with some modifications to the plan that was approved in April. That is all in terms of upcoming agenda items.
Mr. Duran, I had one question for you. You mentioned about the artificial turf and that you guys were transferring from one CDBG fund to another. What is that for the turf project itself, and
Yes.
where is it coming from to go into that?
It would be coming out of another park project, which our plan would be, which then to replenish with next year's CDBG increment.
Okay. So we would still be able to fund that other project that you're taking the money from?
Yes, yes. There would be a lot more funds remaining in the project that we're taking the funds from.
Okay, great. Thanks. How about other commissioners? Comments?
No, thanks.
About his report, or
Just comments in general. If you have questions of his report, sure. Do you have?
item 3, I have some comments to make.
Okay. Good.
Item 3 is commission staff comments.
We're there.
There you go. Well, I attended the grand opening of indoor soccer at Civic Auditorium. Was well attended. I want to personally thank our director, Mr. Duran, Coco Panosian, especially Onik Bulanikian. You guys did what I've been dreaming for the last 8 years. And I want to thank the City Council as well for approving this project. It was well attended. There were so many kids. I had my soccer jersey on, and I was ready to go on, but didn't get a chance because there were so many different teams from different clubs, different organizations were there. It was well attended, and I hope that the demand will be just as high as a sports complex, and we'll fill that place up every day of the week, because it's a great place to have, and soccer, as I always say, it's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle. So I want to thank you guys again, thank the entire staff who worked on this project. I know it was a long battle, but you got it there, so I thank you.
Great. Thanks.
I'm sorry I missed that. I apologize. Our foundation has had 2 successful events, our Verdugo 10K trail and hike. That was very successful. And our Dodger night was so much fun. So we have one more coming up this year, and that is golf, quite a switch. But I don't know whether they have it down in the control room, whether they can show our PSA. Do you have it? I guess not. Wait.
The Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation is pleased to announce the 2nd annual Glendale City Golf Championship coming in July 2013. The presenting sponsor for this event is the local Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents, and 100% of the proceeds will go to the Glendale Parks and Open Space Foundation to support their mission, which is to foster well-maintained parks, picturesque open spaces, and innovative recreational programs which enrich our entire community. The first round will take place at the Shoal Canyon Golf Club on July 25th, followed by the finals at the Oakmont Country Club on July 29th. Registration is $85 per player, and carts are included. For more information or to sign up, please visit GlendaleGolfChampionship.com or call 818-531-2833. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Please register today and enjoy golfing in our community while helping maintain our local parks and open space.
You had to have the little plunk. So if you're a golfer, I hope you'll be there that day. And then the 16 finalists get to play at the beautiful Oakmont Country Club. So
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. I myself don't have anything. Does the staff have any comments?
Yes, President Pro Tem Khan, very quickly with regard to the budget, the status of the budget, I'm happy to report that so far so good. So far there are no reductions proposed to the Community Services and Parks Department budget, nor any other department budget for that matter. The City Council will be having a budget hearing on June 25th to adopt the budget. So hopefully it'll be finalized on the 25th. And then with regard to the status of commissions, the City Council is beginning nominations and appointments tomorrow, and probably carry over also to 25th. So all the vacancies on the various commissions throughout the city hopefully will be filled within the next couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to that. And the new composition and working with the new group or the old group, however the case might be. And that's it.
Great. Please.
President Khan, I just wanted to, since we're talking about celebrations, I also wanted to mention that the first Saturday of June, we celebrated the grand opening of 2 trails at the sports complex, and I want to thank you personally for attending and emceeing the event with us. It's a great project. It's a great addition to our trail systems. Thanks to the foundation for their generosity with that project. And the project manager, Sean Toro, will also do a very brief presentation later on this afternoon.
Great. Thank you.
I did go on the trail. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's just so easy to go on.
Very serene up there.
Yeah, very serene. So beautiful job.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thank you. What's next?
Item 4, oral communications. I don't have any cards.
Okay.
Item 5 is consent items. At A, approval of the minutes of the commission regular meeting held on April 15, 2013. President Pro Tem Khan and Commissioners, because only 2 of you were present at that meeting, the commission is unable to approve the meeting minutes today.
So we just carry them forward to the next Parks Commission hearing?
Yes, although I anticipate that, well, depending on who ends up on the commission, those meetings might not get approved.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Item 6 is business agenda. At A, action items. 1 is resolution establishing a new fee for snack bar concession operation at the Civic Auditorium.
Okay, President Pro Tem Khan, members of the commission, in your package you'll see the report of the approval of Civic Auditorium snack bar concession fee. As I reported a couple months ago during the indoor soccer report, the Civic is rented out 38 to 40 weekends per year. We have private events and events open to the public. For the events that are open to the public, such as trade shows, coin shows, etc., we get requests from promoters to have concession services at the Civic. In the past, we have brought in, Civic staff has brought in approved vendors to operate concession services at the Civic, and we would charge between $50 to $150 an event. These fees have not been approved, and basically we took an average out per event, depending on how busy the event would be and depending how busy the vendor would be. We would like to streamline all our charges and include it in the citywide fee schedule. So we would like to take the average and have a concession air snack bar fee of $95 per event. Here today is Laura Dalian, the Civic Auditorium Supervisor, to talk more about the concession fee. If you have any questions regarding the fee, she can go ahead and answer any questions regarding the proposed charge.
Good afternoon, President Khan, Commissioners. My name is Laura Dalian. I'm the Supervisor at the Civic Auditorium. As my manager mentioned, I've been working at the Civic Auditorium for the last 14 years, and every year we had different charges for the Civic Auditorium concession. The Civic Auditorium does not have exclusive concessionaire. Research has been made several years ago. They wanted to operate as our competitors, having one exclusive concessionaire/caterer in the in-house. However, because of the very good selling point that we had at the Civic Auditorium to allow our customers to bring in their own catering and concessionaire, which is almost 40%, by doing so, we were going to lose that big market. So it was decided years ago by the Parks and Rec administration and the audit that it's better to keep the way we've been operating, having several concessionaires on the list and refer them to our customers, and as long as they would comply with our requirements with the insurance and our policies. So we have several in-house concessionaires, as we call, and they are in our Safari system. And during our public events, when we provide the concession, we set arrangements. I do set the arrangement with the customer, and they come and provide the service, and in the end they pay the percentage as a compensation to the city. That the percentage was determined years ago based on 10%, as our competitors would do, and from year to year it got changed based on the customers' or concessionaires' request, based on our economic conditions and all, or similar conditions like that. And from one rate it got changed to another, and it always changes throughout the years. So based on the event capacity, how big is the event, how much of the area do they utilize during at the Civic Auditorium, and what kind of profit do they make, we had different rates for every event that is coming and requesting concession at the Civic Auditorium. And as Monique mentioned, it can be from $50 to $150. For example, we used to have gun shows that would make lots of profit, and we came up, it was increased by my previous management to $250 per year. Per day, I'm sorry. And other events, sometimes they would not make any profit. They requested a waiver, which got granted to them. And this, for the last couple of years, it creates lots of imbalance, lots of questions. One, why one event can require more compensation to give back to the city and other events less. So just to avoid that, based on our current rate structure, we request that we come up to an average rate, which is $95. We calculated based on our current activities and the price that they are paying. So the average is $95 per day rate, and we're requesting that you can approve that just to eliminate any imbalance or any questions.
Do we have any questions? Commissioner
At
Garpetti?
$95, who pays that?
The concessionaire who comes and provide their service, they basically sublease it from us and they make profit to themselves, so they have to pay back to the city.
$95.
Yes, and that fee goes as a profit in the safari under that respective event, and it becomes a civic revenue.
So whoever is having an event, they will choose one of our approved vendors, if you will, and they will pay us $95.
That's correct.
As a, okay. I got it.
Events open to the public. So if it's a private event, then their own caterer can use our facilities to provide catering services. But if the event is open to the public, such as a show, then one of our approved caterers that are on the list will use our facility, basically us charging them $95 for the use of our kitchen.
Good enough, thanks.
And you mentioned we would profit by this.
Yeah, total revenue.
About $2,000.
About
Is that what I read?
$2,000, yes,
Yeah.
for the year.
Well, makes sense to me.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So do we have a motion? Sure.
Want to go?
Go.
Okay. I make a motion that the new fee be the $95 for public events. Did I cover it?
Sure.
Okay.
You're moving the resolution as proposed.
Okay, okay.
So you move the resolution as proposed?
Yes.
I second that.
Take roll call. Commissioner Garpetian,
Yes.
Sharkey,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Khan.
Yes. What's next?
Next item is 6B, reports for information only at one Adult Recreation Center and Senior Programs Annual Report.
Hello, good afternoon, President Pro Tem Khan, Commissioners, and staff. I am Julianne Leviant, Community Services Supervisor at the Adult Recreation Center. The Adult Recreation Center is one of the 4 community centers we have in the city of Glendale, along with Pacific Community Center, Spar Heights Community Center, and Maple Park Community Center. The Adult Recreation Center caters to the senior population during the morning and afternoon hours. However, we are open to all ages during our center hours. During the summer, we see an increase in the younger population coming in and playing billiards, chess, and table tennis with the adults and the seniors. And in August, the Adult Recreation Center is celebrating its 3rd anniversary of the new building. Sorry, I should have showed you that in the beginning. The Adult Recreation Center is located at 201 East Colorado, next to Central Library and adjacent to Central Park. The dining hall is one of our most used rooms. During the early morning hours, it is used for exercise classes. Then it is transformed to the Congregate Meals program, where we accommodate over 100 seniors a day, 7 days a week. After the lunch program, it's converted again for the drop-in table tennis program. And 6 table tennis tables are set up to accommodate more than 20 players. The dining hall is also available for rentals and has been used for quinceañeras, weddings, birthdays, baptisms, meetings, and many more. The game room has 4 billiards tables, a dartboard, and a shuffleboard game. The billiards room is in constant use from open to close and used by all ages. The exercise room has 2 treadmills, 2 ellipticals, 2 recumbent bikes, a variety of exercise machinery, and free weights. The cost for the exercise room is from 18 to 59 years old is $105 a year, and for ages 60 and over, the cost is only $60 a year for membership. Here we have a picture of our upper and lower courtyards. The upper courtyard is used mainly for socializing during the day while waiting for lunch or other drop-in programs. The lower courtyard is available for open play, backgammon, cards, dominoes, or any other game that they would like to play down there. The upper and lower courtyards are also used a lot for rentals. The lower courtyard is very popular for children's parties and for bridal showers and baby showers. Senior programs and events. We have our lunchtime senior celebrations. On special occasions, we have lunchtime celebrations where we plan a special meal and decorate to reflect the occasion. Pictured here, we show our Christmas celebration where we have Santa go around from table to table and hand out candy canes and visit with the seniors and take pictures. For the Easter celebration, we have the Easter Bunny hand out special filled eggs and hop from table to table visiting the seniors also. Also pictured here, we have Thanksgiving and our Valentine's Day celebrations. So we have our drop-in recreation activities, which include card and board games, our fitness room, billiards, bingo, line dancing, and we now have ballroom dancing, table tennis. We have pickleball once a week, which is a mix between table tennis, tennis, and badminton. So we set up a court in the dining hall, and so that's on Tuesdays. We have karaoke, we have a bridge club, and then a senior mixer, which is every Thursday. We have from 2 to 5 a big dance. A gentleman comes in and plays music, and they dance the whole time while they're there, and it usually gets about 85 to 95 people. We have a chat group, book club, and those are also held at different locations too, some of our senior drop-in activities. Let's see, we have a picture of our backgammon and then the lower courtyard again playing dominoes, and then the senior mixer is on the left-hand side, and then our table tennis. And you'll see that the senior mixer and the table tennis are in the dining hall, so we do a lot of breakdown and setup for that in that room. Available services, we have peer counseling. We have seniors that counsel other seniors. They volunteer their time. They are licensed, and they have open office hours. So we have an office available for them to use, and seniors can come in and talk about whatever they want to with the other senior peer counselors. We have notary come in, legal assistance through Zedek, which is once every other month, and that's all free to the seniors. We sell Metro Tap cards, Beeline passes. We have health screenings, carotid artery, blood pressure screening at least once a month through LA County, and lots of informational presentations pertaining to what the seniors need to know about upcoming Medicare, Medi-Cal. And then we have our exercise programs. We have in the dining hall, we hold muscle toning aerobics, Zumba, slow stretch. So we have those 5 days a week, 2 hours a day in the morning. We have our Tai Chi program, which is 3 days a week, and we hold it in the Tai Chi garden, which is shown right there below. And then yoga, and we also have a mind and body relaxation class that's taught by a volunteer, so it's free to seniors. And then here's showing our aerobics class, and then our relaxation class also, our strength and wellness class. The Adult Recreation Center, along with Spar Heights and Pacific Community Center, hosts free classes through the city of Glendale, through Glendale Community College. Some of these classes are held at the Adult Recreation Center are ESL, lip reading, and film appreciation. And we also have computer classes. These are a list of the other classes that are held at Pacific Community Center and Spar Heights Community Center. We collaborate with many local organizations to bring the participants presentations and programs relevant to their needs. And then our volunteer program, the senior services volunteers play an integral role in our activities and programs. The age range of our volunteers are from 16 to 99. The volunteers lead in crafts, help decorate for celebrations, assist at the front desk, and help serve lunches to the participants. And this concludes my presentation. Are there any questions?
You have questions?
I do not have questions. Great presentation.
Questions?
Thank you.
I do have a few questions.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Come on, who said that?
You said questions, so I get
I'm
to
here.
ask them
I'm
now.
here.
Rodney loves questions.
You mentioned, first of all, obviously it's a very well-used, very successful facility. How's it doing with like the wear and tear on the equipment? Everything from the billiards to the equipment for the exercise and stuff. How is that holding up with all the use?
It's being used, and we are replacing as needed, like the felt for the billiards room, but we're keeping on top of everything. Since it is a brand-new facility, we want to make sure we maintain it also. We do sell activity cards for participants, and so we do make a little bit of money to help with that as far as the billiards felt. We are still under like contract for the exercise room, so we're still getting maintenance for that, but we're coming up on our, I forget what it's called. What is that?
Warranty.
Warranty, thank you. So we're coming up on our warranty on that, so we're going to have to start looking at that on replacing belts and things as they break down.
So do we budget for that? Is that something we've been doing?
Yeah, the money's allocated on our maintenance and operation budget for furniture and equipment and repairs to equipment.
Okay.
So we have money allocated to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's next?
Next is item 6B2, Senior Services Annual Report.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, staff. I'm Maggie Kavarian, Community Services Supervisor. I'm here to present the Senior Services programs along with my colleagues. Before we begin, I wanted to give you a few informative annual happenings that we had in our senior services programs. 21% of the city's population this year is 60 years of age and older. Over 100 unduplicated seniors received case management services this year. Over 120 seniors request information and referral services every month this year. Case managers provide seniors with over 8,000 bus tokens and 650 taxi vouchers annually. Over 40,000 congregate meals were served this year, and over 13,000 home-delivered meals are delivered this year, and 2,000 telephone reassurance calls were made this year. Also, the City of Glendale is the only agency in LA County that offers seniors the opportunity to eat a hot meal 7 days a week at the Adult Recreation Center, and that's something that we're very proud of. The three programs that are going to be discussed by my colleagues today are the Senior Case Management Program, the Home Delivered Meals Program, and the Congregate Meals Program. And I'm going to have Eileen Assign, Community Services Coordinator, come up and discuss two of our programs.
Good afternoon. My name is Eileen Assign. I'm the program coordinator for the Senior Services Program. The first one we're going to do a presentation on is the Senior Case Management Program, where we assist the senior in the Glendale and local areas with the services they need. Some of the services that they come to us for are hoarding issues, cleaning services, hospice, utility assistance, caregiver support, benefit enrollment, and so forth. So what we do is we do an in-home service assessment to see where they fall and what they need, and based on their needs, we assist them with that. So this is a picture of a gentleman that we assisted with hoarding. As you could see, there's a before and after picture. I don't know if the after shows very well, but these are some of the other collaborations we do. City of Glendale Police Department, Fire Department, Management Services and Community Development, and the local hospitals and senior services in our area. And there's more pictures of hoarding before and after. This was actually a very difficult situation where we went in and we had other organizations assist us with cleanup. So that's the before and after. And we also did a food drive this year where we were able to have 60 bags of canned food delivered to our seniors who are homebound. So we are very thankful for everyone who donated within the city of Glendale. Okay, and next, these are just pictures of us giving the food to our seniors who are homebound. And the next one is the Home Delivered Meals Program. So this program, it is designated for seniors in the Glendale, La Crescenta, and Montrose area who are homebound and unable to attend any of the senior centers to have a meal. So a requirement for that is you must be 16 years or older, must be homebound, and must be a Glendale, La Crescenta, or Montrose area resident. So every week they get the following meals: 7 frozen meals, 7 carton of milk, 7 pieces of bread, and fruits and vegetables that come with the meal. Here's a picture of a sample meal that they get. This was the barbecue chicken. And we have a contractor who's Morrison. They're the ones who provide the meals for us. And here's some of the homebound clients that we have that we assist. This was actually a really fun program. We work with Home Instead Burbank to provide gifts for our homebound seniors during Christmas. So what they do is they give us a wish list. And based on their wish list, whatever we can provide them, we do so. So it's a great collaboration with them, and they're very helpful. So this is some of the pictures that we have that they received their gifts. And for the first time this year, we actually had a Senior Homeless Connect Day, and we had a great turnout. I believe about 40 seniors attended the Homeless Connect Day and got services, so it was a very successful event. And I'm going to turn it over to Irma Hopkins, who does the congregated meals. Irma.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Irma Hopkins, and I'm program coordinator and in charge of the nutritional meals program. This is the fun program. I brought a few menus for you to get an idea, what we serve through the months, and this is a current one for June. Now, this program, we have 3 sites. The Adult Recreation Center, where we serve meals 7 days a week. And as you can see, our chef over here to the left, how busy he is every single day. Right there, he's putting in the oven the delicious chicken kebabs, which are very yummy.
Sounds it. Okay.
Well,
Now-
some of us haven't had lunch yet.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I personally invite you to come anytime you'd like.
Rodney, you could take me out to lunch.
There you go.
And this is the Spar Heights, where we serve meals 5 days a week. And as you can see again, we have a lady over there very delighted with her meal, which makes a good advertisement for us. And this is Pacific Park, where we serve 3 times a week, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we have a couple over there that have a lot of fun together. The meals program offers the opportunity for people, to engage together, and socialize. And we have quite a bit of that, which is very good for seniors. Now, what we serve, the Congregate Meals Program provides 1/3 of the daily recommended nutritional requirements. And for most people, this is an opportunity, like I said before, to socialize with their peers. Many seniors live very isolated lives, at times. Either they don't have a family or very few friends. So this is a good place, for them to go and have a good meal and socialize with people. And here's an example of one of our menus: Armenian garlic chicken, barley pilaf, Normandy vegetables, vegetable soup, Middle Eastern beans salad, fruited yogurt, pita bread, and milk. And every day we try to serve a well-balanced meal. We make special meals. We do special meals, for different events, and we try to cover as many cultures as we possibly can with the city of Glendale. And here, you can see our people, quite delighted most of the time. They love their meals and their socialization, no doubt. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
I have a quick question.
Thank you.
So these meals are served in 3 different locations,
Right.
in Colorado, Spar Heights, and Pacific Community Center. Am I
Right.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Today's menu was Swedish meatballs and noodles.
They were very good today, too.
Very nice.
Thank you.
They do have the best burrito in town, too.
Sorry?
They do have the best burrito in town also.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, the
Oh.
grande burrito is really good, very popular.
The rolls are awfully good, too. All 3 of you women have such compassion and such care, and I feel that with all of you, and even when I go there. You're perfect. You're in the perfect position. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I have a question, Mr. Chair, if I may.
Sure.
About home-delivered meals? What is the number that we deliver? How many?
We currently have 47. 47. And we still go, we just did 6 more home visits. So it all depends. The program is for 3 months, and then after 3 months, we do a termination, we do another assessment to see if they need to go on for another 3 months. It's for temporary, for them not to leave their homes. But currently, our goal is to reach 50.
Right. And we have the budget for it.
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Item 6B3, Maple Park Community Center Annual Report.
Good afternoon, President Pro Tem Khan and members of Commission. My name is Kenneth Khan, no relation. I'm Community Services Supervisor. I supervise Maple Park Community Center.
Excuse me, although I do get a lot of your emails.
I get yours also. So we're going to go into some slides. Basically, Maple Park Community Center, as you all may be aware, underwent a large-scale renovation in the summer of 2010. The center reopened last summer. So since our reopening about 2 years ago, the Maple Park has become a much-needed and heavily used community center serving South Glendale. So we'll get into some slides from the past year. Maple Park Community Center has a full-court gymnasium equipped with a kitchenette that can be used for sports and special events. We have 2 large meeting rooms equipped with amenities, including tables and chairs, television, setup screens for presentations, and more. We also have a full kitchen downstairs and a half kitchen upstairs, which we use for the gym events that we have. There's a computer lab which has 16 stations. The computer lab provides internet for the local kids in the area. Believe it or not, some of the kids don't even have internet, so the center offers that as an outlet. Also, they can do their homework and their assignments that they have. We also have a rec room that has ping pong, air hockey, foosball tables, and also a Nintendo Wii gaming station. Here's a picture of our gymnasium. This is a very popular and heavily used pretty much every day. Here's a slide of our computer lab, our meeting room. We also have our day camp, which is actually going on now, that's held in this meeting room. This room holds up to 75 people, so we have a lot of different fun events in this room. Here's a slide of our recreation room. Here's our gymnasium. This was a wedding that we had this past year in the gymnasium. The gymnasium holds easily up to 200 people, and it's generated a lot of revenue for us this year. This is our meeting room. I believe this was a Suite 16. So like I said, we always are able to transform the room into looking, whether it's a day camp, a baby shower, a christening, or whatever it is. This was a chess tournament that took place at Maple Park this past year, and I believe we had about 250 kids. The outdoor facilities at Maple Park include a full-size regulation tennis court. There's walking paths with benches, multi-use fields that we rent out for soccer and other events as well. There's 18 picnic tables which are available to the public for free. We actually permit those, so you can use those free of use and have a permit as well. There's a children's play area with ADA accessible features, and we also have an outdoor terrace which can accommodate up to 40 people. Here's a slide of the picnic tables. These were put in after the renovation. Here's a slide of our outdoor terrace. And here's the children's play area. The center-based programs at Maple Park include the Tot Time program, which is held Mondays and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the gymnasium. We have daily drop-in basketball that's open to the youth, as well as lifelong learning classes. Like I mentioned earlier, our Maple Park Stars Day Camp program. The rec room is open as well for drop-in to the youth. Especially during the summer hours, we extend the hours from 12:30 to 5.
Excuse me, can you go back
Sure.
slides? One more? Is that the outdoor terrace over there?
This is
one
the terrace is
right?
actually, let me go. This is the terrace right here.
Right. You go one more slide?
Sure.
No. One more? Forward, yeah. Is that
That's
the
the
one?
terrace, yeah, that's hanging out from the right in the middle of the park. So basically, some of the programs that are held at the center, one of the most popular programs is the Club Maple program. This program takes place every Thursday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. The Club Maple program provides services to adults with developmental disabilities. The program is designed to provide recreation, socialization, and educational opportunities. Staff members provide free drop-in activities, which are age-appropriate and skilled levels in a friendly and safe environment. Basically, it's a free drop-in program to individuals with developmental disabilities. We have a lot of people from Glendale and surrounding cities that come for the program. Here's a slide from the holiday party that we had for the Club Maple program. Here's a slide of the Maple Park Stars Day Camp, which, like I mentioned, is going on now, actually. In addition to what the center offers, the Parks Department does have a Flicks on the Go private package for outdoor movies. That's our large inflatable screen, along with sound system that we rent out for private and nonprofit rates. The private rental rate for one movie is $750. That includes one movie that's licensed through SWANK or one of the other surrounding agencies. The nonprofit rate is $550. And once again, we just basically go out there, we measure, make sure we have enough setbacks, and then we go ahead and set that up. If you're interested in that, please give us a call. Any facility information, we can be reached at 818-548-3783 or the general line 3694. Questions?
Good questions?
The movie, how does that work? You set it up for how many people?
Well, the movie can be set up for, we used to basically do the movies in the park, which was our Parks Department's own program, which was about 8 movies done at different park sites throughout the city. After the budget cutbacks, we did eliminate that program, so now we basically do it on a private basis as needed, or as requested. We go out, we see the site, we have to make sure we have enough setbacks, we need about 20 feet in front of the screen and 20 feet behind the screen, and then if everything is okay with the setbacks, then we go ahead and, do the deal. Basically, it's like I said, $750 for a movie. We have our own parks crew come out there, inflate the screen up. We have our generator.
It could be in different locations.
Oh, yeah, any location
It's at
throughout the
Maple
city.
Park only.
No. It's open pretty much to anybody
Right.
within this, city or surrounding areas.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. What's next?
Okay, next we have item 6B4, monthly activity reports at A, Park Planning and Development.
President Pro Tem Khan, I'd like to introduce Sean Toro, who is going to make a brief presentation on the Mountain Dew Catalina Verdugo Trail project.
We'll see your picture.
As was mentioned, we did have the grand opening on June 1st. We want to highlight those projects. Then we do have the monthly activity report with photos and a synopsis on the status of each project. So if you have any questions, either I or Mr. Toro can try to answer your questions related
Great.
to that.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, President Pro Tem Khan, members of the Commission. Like Mr. Duran mentioned, we did open up the Mountain Dew and Catalina Verdugo trails on Saturday, June 1st. I want to go through some slides, just kind of give you, whoever's not been able to get up there, give an overview of what the 2 trails look like. The first trail we're going to address is the Catalina Verdugo Trail. It's represented in the yellow line you see on the map here. That was the schematic layout, so it is slightly different, not much. It actually goes up a little bit higher on the rim of the canyon up there. These are the three trailheads. The trail actually links as a loop, about a 2-mile loop within the sports complex area, mid-rim trail, but it also connects to the Ridge Motorway fire road. So you see on the left, that is the entrance down by the maintenance yard, which is down by the entrance of the sports complex. The upper right is where it links to the Ridge Motorway, which gives you some great views and vistas of the Crescenta Valley and the Verdugo Canyon area. And then the lower right is where it meets back down where it ties into the Mountain Dew Trail. Along the trail, we have 3 stops. 2 of them are interpretive stops where they will have, you see the black posts there. We are still waiting for the signs to come in, but they'll have full interpretive panels, either showing the development of Glendale, which would be the upper left picture. Has a great view of downtown, kind of explaining how Glendale became a city that it is today. On the lower left, it'll be about the different types of slopes that we have in that area, north versus south-facing slopes, and the foliage and the flora and fauna that grow on those slopes. And then about midway along the rim trail, we have the picture on the right, which is just a general stop point, a rest point, but it gives you a great view. You have about 270 degrees from the Crescenta Valley all the way down to downtown Glendale. Along the trail, what we call this the faces of rock, because we've discovered so many different types of geology along this trail as we were building it. On the upper left, you'll see some granite boulders. Those are about the size of a smart car, or maybe a little bit smaller than a Prius. Those are scattered along the trail in a concentrated area. Counterclockwise, you go down to the lower left, and then also including the lower right. Those are some of the layers that have been kind of bent and morphed with the faults that run through the hills of Glendale, including the San Rafael Fault. And then if you go to the upper right, that is some of the rocks that we harvested. We reused all of the rock that we could for the drainage spillways, what we call riprap. So we didn't have to import much rock and soil at all. We tried to reuse as much as we possibly could to preserve nature out there. And finally, we were able to bring the trails along some of these mighty oaks that are up in that area that a lot of people have never seen. This is one of probably the most famous oaks that we have on the trail, and again, be able to preserve them, but also display them so that people can understand why we protect these trees. Moving on to the Mountain Dew Trail. Mountain Dew Trail is represented by the red line on the map. The Mountain Dew Trail is actually a 100% complete ADA accessible trail. It's about 3/4 of a mile. It loops around the soccer fields at the sports complex, which used to be an old fire road or an old maintenance road. You can see here on the upper left, we did the trail pad is completely decomposed granite, compacted decomposed granite. Wheelchairs, walkers, vision impaired, anyone with any type of disability can access this trail and utilize these trails. Below that picture on the left is one of the bridges that connects over some of the spillways that run around the complex and allow people to get to 2 rest stations that we have on site. And those rest stations, as you can see on the right, have picnic tables, benches, as well as some ADA accessible workout equipment, which I'll address in a second. As it loops around also in those rest areas, we have more of those interpretive panels. Depending on the location, it'll have to do with the Rancho days, which the Catalina Verdugo is named after, and the development of the area as well. There is one rest station about midway around the Mountain Dew Trail. This also will have an interpretive panel because we noticed while building this and designing this, the canyons around the soccer fields in the mornings especially have an incredible amount of birds that utilize the canyons for nesting and for feeding and whatnot. So we decided to do a interpretive panel there, which is part of Calls of the Wild and some of the different wildlife you will see in such a concentrated city area. Moving on to another rest station. This is a good representation of the westmost rest station. Again, you can see the picnic tables, the workout stations, the DG path on the right in the upper picture, and then again, another one of the bridges that we created so that it's accessible to anyone who wants to visit the site. The workout equipment, this is one of the first applications that we've used fitness equipment, outdoor fitness equipment on one of our projects. And because it is an ADA-specific trail, what we did is you notice that some of them are back-to-back double units. We made sure that they were able-body. If you see on the picture on the left there, it's able-body on the right side of it. But on the left side, that is completely ADA accessible. So someone in a wheelchair can actually roll right up to the unit, just like any other person, and utilize it and get the same exact workout as anyone else on the trail. And you'll notice that there's 5 units together. These are 3 units that I've decided to represent, but the two, the left and then the lower right, show kind of the same layout. And then the one on the upper right is specifically ADA adaptable, but if you would like, you can use it as able-body standing up and use the machine as well. As we come down to the other side of the Mountain Dew Trail, again, you can see some of the switchbacks that we had to create, again, to make sure we met the grades and the cross slopes for wheelchair accessibility. And every trailhead has a kiosk along with the white marker you see over there on the right, the traditional trails marker, and then also we have a lot of dog walkers up there, so we have a trash can as well as dog waste bags. And that's the end of my presentation. If there's any questions, please.
Go ahead.
What are the hours that public can use the trails?
Right now, we're working on some of that, and I will definitely defer to Jess if there's any additional information that I don't know as of yet. But the complex is open from, I think it's from 7 till 10 at night. We usually recommend that trails are used, dawn to dusk.
Dawn to dusk, yeah, because complex has lights, but not the trail.
Exactly. And we're still, since it is so new, myself and another staff member, Jeff Weinstein, we planned on actually trying a night hike just to see what type of light from the soccer fields and whatnot display on the trails, and if it's advised that we make sure people know, even though there's lights, not to use it. We're going to survey the sites.
I want to go.
Okay.
Also, the rest areas, the 2 tables or picnic tables that we have, is there a reason that they don't have any shade area?
Well, right now
You didn't want people to just, or what is the?
They're not permitted rest stations, and then of course the budgets were very tight. We wanted to keep it as natural as possible in that area.
Right.
So as you go into a workout station, if you have a bite to eat, or some of the teams that are finished with their games, they can kind of go over there and have a little chat afterwards, or a little break, or a little snack or something. But we just didn't have it designed or budgeted to do any type of shade structures or any of the sense.
Where is the Mountain Dew? I missed where it starts.
Well, the Mountain Dew has 2 starting points. Well, actually,
I know where the Catalina Verdugo.
Right. The Mountain
I
Dew
went
has
on
2
that.
starting points. One is they're both on both sides of the soccer fields there.
Oh, okay.
So as you drive into the sports complex, as you make the left turn to kind of head towards the administrative building, there's one entrance there
Okay.
with 2 bollards, and that was in one of the pictures. And then also, as you continue on, there's a roundabout at the other end.
Okay.
That's where the other entrance to the
Oh,
trail
okay.
is.
Okay. Thanks.
I always liked the concept of having it up at the sports complex, because a lot of these trails sometimes are out in the middle of nowhere, and especially for people with handicap or ADA issues. And I think because it's there, people feel more comfortable using it. You can drive up, you can park, there's other people around, there's lights, there's restrooms, all the other stuff. So I think you did an excellent job. And at the groundbreaking, I didn't want to steal into your thunder because I knew you were going to speak. You did an excellent job, Sean did. It was a very hot day, and that's a very relevant question in terms of the cover, because it does get hot in terms of here in town. So I mean, maybe as this gets used, and as we watch it, and as our budget maybe expands, maybe we do look at something like that where there is some covering for those, for at least where people may be sitting. So that makes a lot of sense what you said. But anyway, it was an outstanding thing that you guys put together.
Oh, thank you.
So, okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Item 6B4B, Workforce Development. The monthly activity report was submitted. If you have any questions, we can.
You mean we have to look at it ourselves?
President Pro Tem Khan, Mr. Nakamoto is not here. He had an emergency with our finance division that he's trying to resolve. But in his report, we do highlight two grant applications that we have pending. One is a $400,000 grant application in order to provide vocational training for healthcare and office positions and emergency medical technician jobs for female veterans, for women returning from the wars. And so we're hopeful that we are competitive enough to receive that contract, that grant agreement. And then the second he wanted to highlight is a $200,000 grant application to help disabled job seekers. We would provide counseling and advice and targeted to residents that receive Social Security disability benefits and try to hook them up with training and jobs. So that's workforce.
Do you guys have questions? Or
No.
No.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Item 6B4C, Park Services.
President Pro Tem Khan, members of Commission, what you have in front of you is the report for Park Services, and given that we did not have a meeting last month, we wanted to highlight the work we had completed, specifically in the monthly activity reports of the 2 months, which would be April and May. And as you note, in April, we completed 148 work orders, of which 96 were completed by gardeners, about 8 for pesticide application, and then for irrigation repairs, we completed 44 work orders. And the following, the month of May, we completed 185 work orders, of which 132 were completed by gardeners, 9 for pesticide application, and then 44 again for irrigation repairs. As the summer months start coming up, you'll probably see an increase in our irrigation repairs. Since we turn the systems back on just in springtime, we will kind of notice all the breaks in the lines. And we do have a brief presentation for you of some facilities. What unfortunately I don't have is we had promised that we get you pictures of the playground fiber being blown in by the equipment, so you get a better picture of the two different tasks, one being our staff putting them in, and the other one by the private contractor that provides the fiber. We don't have that yet. Somehow the pictures were lost in transition. So what we wanted to highlight is something we recently noticed at Glen Oaks Park. Some of these benches actually were showing the footings, and given that it's in a kid's play area, we wanted to make sure that we have proper surfacing coverage. If a kid trips and falls, we don't want anybody getting injured. And we immediately took care of that by filling in the fiber. As a matter of fact, Glen Oaks Park, being as large as it is, we probably will still need 100 cubic yards, a truck trailer load of fiber that needs to be brought in to level it off. And you could imagine just the product itself tends to be quite expensive, anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 per facility per year just for the product. And then the labor for having it transferred, delivered, dumped at the site, and leveled properly. Okay, we'll get to Glendale Sports Complex. We hired a contractor to do the rubberized tracking repairs. After a while, as you can imagine, the rubberized track starts getting cracks and a lot of little holes. What we didn't have as part of that job is this location you're looking at is the east end of field number 5, just below the slope of the Mount Zabo, the turf area. What we noticed here was that the water, whether it's be from irrigation or the lack of drainage, would seep right under that the turf, the rubberized turf area right here, which not only does it crack it, it actually lifts it up to where it causes some permanent damage. The larger project, if we had to go along, take and accepted the bid, would have been significantly higher than what we accepted the vendor to do. So as it came to this part of the project, we pulled a crew from the section and had them work with the contractor. The contractor agreed, as long as we were able to clean up all the dirt, dust, rocks, turf, water from underneath the track itself, they agreed to help us patch it using the products that they had brought on board. Now, mind you, they completed the patch jobs, the rest of the facility. For this part alone, it was kind of a collaborative effort as we asked them to help us out. And you can see the glue material that they have prepared. And as soon as the staff cleaned it out, they laid it out and just finally patched it. So we're hoping that it'll hold up for a little while longer. Ideally, the whole rubberized track area will need resurfacing at one point in time, but those will be quite costly, and we're looking for future opportunities to address that replacement. At Upper Shoal Ball Fields, wanted to highlight the excellent work one of our gardeners is doing at that site. This was a facility that we used to have two individuals, gardener laborers stationed. Now we're down to one gardener who manages this facility as well as the Lower Shoal Ball Fields. And having both facilities, I mean, he has done an excellent job of keeping that line on the turf. As you can see, the foul lines, the turf, he did a tremendous job of bringing that turf back to life. As you know, it gets hardly any rest with the ball games, and then AYSO comes on board, and as soon as AYSO leaves, we get the ball season starting all over again. So credit to Mr. Sean Hampton, who manages the site, and he's able to keep it at a very high-quality playing level facility. And of course, his manager, Lou McLaughlin, who's having him back on the team right now, has been a tremendous help when it comes to our ball field. He is our expert in ball field maintenance. This is field number 1 that we're highlighting for you at the moment. The hiking trails, as Sean Toro highlighted the trails opening, what we had to do to help with the trails opening, as you could imagine, you're in the wilderness. We found significant amounts of poison oak in the area on the trails. So before the opening, our staff had to walk the trails and identify areas that it might be of specific danger to the public walking, like rubbing against it or whatnot. So we had our crews, Dennis Gaudenti, our licensed pesticide applications advisor, walk through with Lou McLaughlin, the manager. They went around, and anywhere that it was serious, they sprayed it. And one reason why we want to highlight this to the public is just to remind them, when you are out in the wilderness, you are going to run into poison oak, you're going to run into some wild animals, just to be mindful as you're walking and taking the trails, enjoying the trails. And of course, the signs that they have out do show what a poison oak is supposed to be like and what to look, what to be careful with. That's why it's important for the public to pay attention to those interpretive signs. As they finish the job, again, this is an ideal sign. It tells you about the rattlesnakes, the poison oak, and where you are on the trail. And as we mentioned rattlesnakes, of course, we've had a couple of visits at the sports complex of rattlesnakes when we call animal control to help us take them to another safer location. And this was just one aspect of the finished product on the trails. At Stengel Field, we had a major line break late April, early May. And it became a significant job. It was a 4-inch line that was underneath the containers that we brought in. And it took a full crew of a few days to be able to dig down and get to it. The one thing I really wanted to highlight, I don't know if it's very visible, is you could see the size of the roots that we had to dig around. It was a tremendous amount of work. And the staff was able to get down to the break, patch it, and we provided water back to the facility. As you could imagine, at the dead center of the ball playing season, playhouse with the GCC and the school, the CV high school, this was a significantly stressful job for the guys to get through. We were able to provide water by other means to them for this site.
Is this a water line, or it's a water line for sprinklers?
That is a line that actually feeds the field for the sprinklers.
Okay.
And ultimately, they were able to patch it and complete the job and provide water for the site in a very short turnaround. Riverwalk, and moving on from this specific slide, we wanted to highlight some only brief amount of the vandalism that we experience in our facilities. Riverwalk was hit significantly with a graffiti last few weeks. And as a matter of fact, this morning I had a report of another major vandalism graffiti hit at Riverwalk. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but it is something that we deal with on an ongoing basis. But this time that they actually did, it was a collaboration with neighborhood services, police, and our staff to get the graffiti removed from the facility. It was significant, and it's a lot more on the bridge. The area of the bridge, the overpass of the freeway, is responsibility of Caltrans, and they were able to get out and address that. And just bear with me, there'll be a lot of these pictures as you're going to see going through, even all the signs, interpretive signs, pathway signs, the walkways, and some of these are difficult to remove. and so on. This is one of our staff addressing it on a Friday because, as you know, the public, the users of Riverwalk are very passionate. They love that facility, and we feel their pain. That as soon as something gets hit, we want to get out there as soon as possible and be able to remove it. But again, unfortunately, it is the case. Palmer Park is another facility that we typically have very heavy vandalism. This would be part of the fencing outside. What they do is kick the fencing in and have access to the facility. Broken, and these are issues we're working with our capital project folks to address as part of the Palmer Park renovation, to address the fencing as one of the challenges for that facility. And once they have access to the facility, you can only imagine the amounts of graffiti and vandalism that we always have to deal with at this specific site. And some of these are literally day after another, a weekend after another. It's always high on their target list for this facility.
Does that anti-graffiti covering or coating work at all, or not really?
President Pro Tem, our experience has been that if we provide anti-graffiti covering, they find another way to actually either sketch it or find some other permanent way to actually still use it. So our experience, we haven't had a very positive experience with anti-graffiti coverings. In some cases, it might. We've tried to use them like lacquer styles inside the restrooms, but yet we still they find areas to tag no matter what we do. And then these are in the restrooms. And PD is very active. The police department, as soon as they have major vandalism, they do their reporting. And we work with them in providing estimates and cost estimates, especially if they catch the assailants who they believe to be part of the gang that does vandalize the properties. And they do work on getting restitution through the courts for that. At Glorieta Park, this is another example of vandalism. What you see down on the ground right over here is the signs, age-appropriate signs that we had installed recently at the playground. Kids like to play with them, so by shaking it enough times, they do literally move it out of its foundation. And, our guys have to go in there and get it planted back in. As the summer months come in, we have seen an increase already, significant increase in vandalism in our facilities. I mean, Brand Park, just a couple of days ago, we had beer bottles broken in the wading pool area. So staff had to go in and clean it up, get it ready for a reservation. We've had that similar vandalism at the koi pond. Fremont Park has been hit again heavily with graffiti. It's just an ongoing battle. Yet, I give credit to staff that, day in, day out, they come back and pretty much doing exactly what they did the day before in trying to provide a quality facility for the residents in the area. And we are working closely with PD to try and address some of the vandalisms at these sites, and we're hoping for better days to come.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you. Did you guys have questions? Thank you for your report.
And President Pro Tem, I know you might be thinking, what's going on with the coals, the charcoals? Mm-hmm. Since our last meeting, we had placed an order. It took about 6 weeks or so to have the delivery. We do have them now, and we're working closely with our facilities maintenance staff to identify the locations. We're going to have them installed, and they are lined up to start installing them at the different facilities.
Great. Thank you for that. Okay.
Item 64D, Recreation and Community Services.
Okay, President Pro Tem Khan, members of the Commission, in your packets you'll find the monthly activity report for the month of April and May for Recreation and Community Services. For the month of April and May, there were 26 events held at the Civic Auditorium, 7 which were department-sponsored non-revenue activities. Total revenue, $65,573. We had 12 event deliveries also in the month of May, April and May. With we had staff work the elections, the mayor's retirement party, genocide commemorative event at the Alex Theater, Taste of Glendale, the Firehouse Day, Memorial Day event, barbecue fundraiser, and a GUSD Elementary School Rockin' for the Arts fundraiser. We had staff at Pacific Community Center assist in the Glendale Healthy Kids Expo, sponsored by Glendale Healthy Kids. That was the first weekend in April at Pacific Community Center. There was a total of 300 to 350 people attending the event, with over 40 vendors, medical vendors, providing free health screenings, health care. We had the Lions Club provide dental screenings. We had USC, the eye clinic there, providing free eye screenings to all ages. Even though it was a kids event, we also had the adults at the event asking for health screenings and information on healthcare. We also work with the Public Works Department for April 27th, the Earth Day event at Pacific Community Center. We had close to 200 people that attended the event. That was a very successful event also. The Customer Service and Community Centers permit report, we had a total of 519 revenue permits, 207 non-revenue permits, totaling a revenue of $84,110. This is our busy season. I see our facilities rented out every day, every weekend. We get calls. We have a lot of revenue coming in from film permits that I'll report on in the next couple of months. Our day camps have started. This is our second week of day camp program, aquatics. Our summer programs are in full swing. So if anyone is interested in our summer programming, they should call the customer service office at 818-548-2184 to register for aquatics and our summer day camp program. June 8th, I know it's not on this monthly report, but June 8th we did have the indoor soccer rink grand opening. It was an exciting event for all of us. I'd like to thank the commission and also council for their support on the program. Our hope is to increase our revenue and also our facility permits at Civic Auditorium. We do have a few rentals here and there. So we're doing our best. Staff is doing their best trying to market the indoor soccer rink. We're passing out flyers, Pasadena, LA, Burbank, Glendale area, posting on websites and talking to our adult groups and our youth groups that use our outside facilities. If they're interested in reserving the facility, they can call Laura Dalian at 818-548-2787, 818-548-2787. It was a very successful event, and I'd like to thank Laura Dalian again, Civic Auditorium Supervisor, Monique Herrera, our Customer Service Office Supervisor, and Sevak Garabedian for a very, very fun and exciting grand opening. And also, I'd like to mention another event, our Cruise Night, which is our city's premier event. Cruise Night will be held July 20th between 5:30 and 10:30. I'd like to thank, we did secure a naming sponsor, Downtown Glendale Association. Naming sponsor, they securing $15,000 to sponsor the event. We also have Brand Boulevard of Cars as a presented sponsor for $10,000. So I'd like to thank the Downtown Glendale Association and the Brand Boulevard of Cars for their sponsorships. We have many other sponsors. I can name a few: Harley Davidson, Glendale Water and Power, LA Credit Union, the Police Officers Association, Jules City Bowl, Whole Foods, ABC, Carousel, Phoenicia, New York Life, and the list goes on. But if anyone wants more information, they can go to GlendaleCruiseNight.com, www.GlendaleCruiseNight.com. We're hoping to have 35,000 to 40,000 people, 300 vehicles register, and we're looking for a real fun event. It is my first year organizing it, so we have a very good team. We have a team from Public Works, our Parks Department, City Manager's Office, and I'm really excited to work with them.
What's the deadline on registering vehicles?
July 1st, I believe.
July 1st?
I believe it's July 1st. I can get back to you, Commissioner Garabedian.
Or you could go to the website and.
Or you can go to the website, but I'll get back to you on that. I believe it's July 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
The Civic Auditorium, I drive by there to my office all the time. I drive from my house to my office. You guys are replacing the roof right now?
Yes.
Is that what's going on?
Yes, they're replacing
When is that going to be done?
Within the next couple of weeks, I believe. It was just correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was a 6 weeks project.
A 6-week project. We're 2 weeks into it, so we have about a month left.
Okay.
And we're also planning for fiscal year 13-14 exterior painting of the facade of the Civic Auditorium, kind of dress it up, and some re-landscaping and I believe some uplighting to make it look better.
That'd be nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've
And
also,
I also want to add on the cruise night, I'm very proud of the fact that with the corporate sponsorships and the $1,000, $1,500 sponsorships and the fees that we charge for the cars, the event will pay for itself.
Wow,
So we have
that's great.
offset the city's budget by more than 100%.
we'll have a little profit.
Good.
Your question, the answer to your question, Commissioner Garbadian, is July 15th.
July 15th. Okay.
Thank you. July 15th.
What is the cost of?
$50 per vehicle.
That's good.
After July 1st, it's $50 per vehicle. Before July 1st, it's $45. And in regards to the indoor soccer, we're going to come back to commission within the next month or 2 months to propose an adult indoor soccer league.
Great.
We're getting a lot of requests. Instead of reserving the rink itself for practice, if the city can organize leagues. So we're looking into that, and we'll come back to commission within hopefully July or August.
It's a great idea.
So.
Good. Okay, is there anything else? No? Then we will be,
July 15th to buy a hot rod or a Mopar.
you have some time.
I have one in
Sounds
the
good.
garage. No, it's
Then we're adjourned. Thank you.